Yes. Yeah. Morning all. Yes. Myself, I am Vijay. Like I hold 17 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and the Django based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, URLlib, right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right?
Yes, your light is clear.
Fine,
Visible.
fine. Thank you. So I will be giving time for your general queries at the end of the session. So as part of today's demo, I will be covering the following topics. Yes. So like why Python? So Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes Python super popular. And who can learn Python? There is no prerequisites for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python. So the statements of Python looks like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programming, right? And how Python was built, how Python was derived, right? And by taking the advantages and features from multiple programming languages. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications you can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python usage. There is Python features as compared with other programming languages. Python, okay. And reasons why Python is suddenly super popular and the scope of Python and job market of Python, right? The scope of Python, the current job market of Python, and what will be the scope of Python in the coming years, right? So this is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Yes. So why Python? It is a general purpose programming. So I define Python in 5 lines, right? It's a general purpose programming. So what do you mean by general purpose? Nothing but, so before Python, we have got some programming languages. If you heard about like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These languages are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based. Purpose-based means they are used for a particular purpose, but not for all the purposes. We talk about the Pascal and Fortran used for complicated mathematical applications, and the other one for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications means these are used for a particular purpose based, not for all the purposes. Okay. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind of programming where we can develop any kind of applications. It's not purpose based. It is not for a particular purpose. Yes. So any kind of applications like web applications, automation applications, gaming applications, animation applications, embedded applications, networking applications, desktop applications, right? Wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. So it's a general purpose programming. Multi-programming features we see in Python. Multi-programming features means if you want to launch, for example, I'll give a labor example. If you want to launch a new product into the market, right? Like if you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market, what features you want to see within it? What all the features you see in different other mobiles, everything, if you are embedding into a single piece, attracting the customers, right? The same way, Python has got features of different other programming languages within it. multi-programming features, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. It has got hybrid features, right? I'll be briefing you about the features which we see in Python. High-level language. Python is a high-level language. Okay. There are two types of languages, right? Two types of languages. Low level language, yes. Low level language and high level language. Secondly, high level language. See, this low level language is example of this low level language, right? Assembly level language, machine level language, right? These languages, firstly, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. Yes. Secondly, right? They are not portable. And machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware in all the operating system. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware in all the operating system. High level language. Python comes as a high level language, right? Yes. Python. Human understandable, portable, and machine independent. Observe these three right there. Human understandable, they are portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware in all the operating system. Right? Two types of languages, low level and high level, right? Python is a high level, which is easily understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the environment, right? Yes. Python is a cross-platform language which can run on any platform like Windows, Mac, Linux, right? Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. For Linux, no need of any special installation, right? By default, you see Linux as inbuilt along with this Linux OS. Whatever Linux flavor you use, right? Red Hot Linux, CentOS, Ubuntu, right? You see Python as inbuilt within this Linux OS, right? 1 second. So general purpose programming is any kind of applications we can develop. Multi-programming features we see in Python, hybrid features. It's a high level language, easily understandable, portable, and machine independent. It is interpreted language. Python is an interpreted language, right? So if you observe, there are two types: compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Compilation like C language. Interpretation like Python. In other like compilation, right? If you got some code, n lines of code, right? It executes all the code at once. Executes at once. And displays the errors, if any, right? So it's executing the entire code at once. But in Python, statement by statement, interpretation, line by line, execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Which makes, so if in Python, If you got error in this line, it won't execute the remaining statements. Abnormal termination, we say, right? Fine. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements. Okay, fine. You can select your audio. So Python is a general purpose, any kind of application, multi-programming features, high-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly program or programmer-friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes, right? Yes. So Python has got the features. Python has got the features, right? So Python has taken the features from which programming languages? It has taken some advantages from one programming. It has taken some other advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, Python has taken the features, right? Python has got, so what features, right? Like procedural oriented programming. Python has got the features of procedural oriented programming. Example like C language. Once again, I'm saying there is no prerequisites for learning Python. Everyone can update with Python. Object-oriented programming, procedural-oriented, object-oriented. Object-oriented, like example, like C++, Java, right? Yes. And Python has got the features of scripting features. Scripting example like shell script. And it has got, Python has got the features of modular programming. This is important. Modular programming. Example like modular 3. Procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented like C++, Java, scripting like shell script, modular programming. So we can develop applications using Python just like C language, like C++, Java, and write many automation scripts and modular 3. Yes. So because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. So here, if I talk about the programming language like Java, right? The Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Okay, Java, right? Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Okay. There is no Java application or program without this object-oriented programming, right? But Python with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented and modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications with Python. And we can write many automation scripts using Python in AWS, DevOps, in IoT, in robotics, right? Yes. And modular programming, because of this modular programming, Python has got great boom today, like nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different domains. Whatever domain you are from, Python has got a module. Like if you're from networking or testing or animations or databases or data science or big data, whatever background you are from, Python has got a module for each and every environment, right? So if I discuss more on, yes, and before that, yes, Java and Python are the two major programming languages which are mostly used in the industry today for enterprise applications creations, right? Frankly speaking, if you go back like 10 to 12 years in 2010, right? Java 43% used in the industry, right? And in the year 2010, like most of them, they are not aware that there is a programming language like Python, only 3% used. 10 years later in 2020, Java, the usage of Java has decreased to 19%, and the usage of Python 31%. Just I'll show you some graph, right? I'll open Google and I'll show you some graphs at the end of the session to demonstrate this. The mostly used programming language in today's industry. Number one ranked programming, right? Yes. So Python usage is 31% today, right? And Java is 19%. And Python has got a great boom because of these modules, thousands of modules it is providing for different environments, right? Modules, right? Modules. If I talk about these modules, Python has got modules for every domain. If you're from data science background, right? Python is providing separate modules. Separate modules, right? Yes. And for big data also, right? Python has got separate modules using which, yes. So module consists of inbuilt functions. We don't need to write huge codings, right? Inbuilt functions using which we can perform the operations directly, right? Okay. In the same way, we've got like thousands of modules Python is providing. Later we discuss about that modules. So as part of this course, right, I'll be discussing procedural oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, scripting and modular programming with Python, right? Yes. So we are from networking background, right? Python providing separate framework itself for this modules and separate framework also it is providing for this networking environment, right? Yes. And apart from this, right, even for testing, like testing or test cases, right, Python has got separate modules for this. And if operating system, OS activities, right, the name of the module itself is OS. Okay, fine. And for databases, right, for every database, for example, Oracle wants to connect with Python wants to connect with Oracle, right? So we have got CX underscore Oracle module, right? So we have got separate module for for Oracle, separate module Python is providing for MySQL, PyMySQL, and for SQL server, right? Python is providing a module like PyODBC. For every database, a separate module Python is providing to connect with database. And if you want to work with different types of file formats, I want to create Excel workbook, Excel file by writing Python code and executing. You can check it at the location you have specified with the file name you have specified. A Excel workbook, Excel file will be created. And within that Excel file, you can create sheets. By writing Python code, you can create some sheets within the Excel file. You can insert the data into this, and we can read the data from this, right? And not only like Excel files, there are different modules Python is providing for different file formats like CSV, comma, substitute values, and we can create a PDF, right? By writing Python code, we can create a PDF file. We can insert and read data from this CSV and JSON, JavaScript object notations. And for mathematical operations, right? Like the math module is available for mathematical operations, and for statistical operations, and for generating graphs, any types of graphs we can generate by using Python, like normal graphs, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, any types of graphs we can generate using Python. As in the tomorrow session, I'll be briefing you about those things, right? Means generating of graphs, just observe the coding of it and the importance of modules, how simple generating graphs, right? Without writing huge codes between 2-3 lines, we can generate graphs. And so whenever you update any technology, you need to know like what kind of applications are getting developed, right, in the industry. Python real-time applications. So I'll just brief you one by one application where exactly Python is used within. Web applications. Today, Python mostly used in creation of web applications. Lot of web applications are getting developed by using Python. You may get a query, right? From the last 20-25 years, Java, .NET, all this, they are used for developing web applications. Now, why again Python now? Means Python has got a framework like Django framework. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming like Java. So, and the Django has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got inbuilt database, its own inbuilt database like SQLite 3. Right. And today, like Python, mostly used in automation applications, right? Lot of automation applications are getting developed using Python, implemented using Python, like, yes. Using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? Lot of automation applications are getting developed, right? We talk about this IoT, right? Internet of Things, the full form like Internet of Things. So today everything through online, right? Online banking, online shopping, online exams, online healthcare, online communication, right? Audio, video chattings. So IoT is a physical network or device embedded with electronics, software, sensors used for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? Yes. 90% of this coding here in Python, right? You should have seen like smart TVs or smartphones. We are going to see like smart cities, smart homes, right? In the coming days. And data science, everything deals with data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, clusterings, recommendations. So blend of technique, right? The main technique what we see in data science, ML, machine learning, right? So machine learning, we have got many ML techniques, machine learning techniques or algorithms, right? So to implement all these ML techniques or algorithms, we require a language. So Python is the mostly preferred, right? Python is the mostly preferred language for implementing this ML, machine learning, deep learning algorithms or techniques. And even if you come to the DevOps, right? The prime reason, right? Or the main reason, right? Right, Python like using within this DevOps environment to decrease the life cycle of this time taken by the life cycle of this DevOps environment, right? So we're here while writing automation scripts, right? Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries. Apart from this, where Python can be used mostly, another major area, right? In big data environment, right? In big data environment. I'll just take a minute where exactly Python used in this big data means. Today you should have seen like KBs of data or MBs of data or GBs of data or terabytes. But beyond that, we have got like petabytes, exabytes, zettabyte, yettabyte, sottabyte. So on, right? Yes. So from TB onwards, we say like huge data. One TB is a large storage unit. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs, right? Yes. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. Do you think like petabytes of data is it getting generated in the current world means? Yes. Many applications are generating data in petabytes, right? For huge data. To take example of just 1 minute transaction itself, they are generating huge data. If I take 1 minute transaction in a minute, how many Facebook posts? Means in a minute, what is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? How many posts and videos are getting circulated in a minute? Each and every post and video has to be stored, right? What should be the storage capacity? What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? Not in MBs or GBs, right? Petabytes of data. Millions and trillions of users for Facebook. Generates huge data, right? And apart from that, like Twitter tweets, and if you talk about this, Google queries, everyone they are querying in the Google, right? Google queries. What is the data generated by Google? YouTube videos upload. Everyone uploading your videos to the YouTube, right? What should be the storage capacity to store all this? And if you talk like millions and trillions of what email messages, what should be the storage capacity to store all this? And bank transactions. Telecom transactions. And like using this e-commerce sites like Flipkart or Amazon, right? Everywhere we see like huge data and an average Google generating more than 450 petabytes per month on an average. Means 450 into 1024 TBs. That's what the data generated by Google on an average, right? So we have got some big data tools for this. Big data like Hadoop, big data Spark. So yes. So this Hadoop and Spark, especially Spark, very high speed processing. They use languages like Scala language. They use language like Python language. Right. And Spark with Python we call like PySpark. So even within this big data environment, Python is preferred. Apart from that, I list out one by one the various other applications where Python is preferred, like in scientific applications. Scientific applications, we use like a model called CP, Scientific Python, and for numerical analysis, NumPy. NumPy, nothing but numerical Python. Apart from this, where Python can be used, GUI, graphical user interface, or for animations, right? We have got like PyQt, TK intermodules, and for game development, right? Especially for game development, Python is providing many frameworks, like for developing single user, multi-user online games. Okay, game development, right? Just to give me 10 minutes time. Just show you the course content, other things, right? Yes. Game development, right? Like Pygame, PyCora are these frameworks given by Python. So especially for developing games in Python, We have got Python is providing separate frameworks like Pygame, PyCore, or some frameworks given by Python for developing games and for developing 3D games. Apart from this, like we have got PySoy for 3D rendering libraries or for 3D games, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python is also used for scheduling tasks. Scheduling, right? Tasks. We have got Airflow for it. And for testing or for test cases, Python is preferred. And Python for software development, right? Yes. Software developers make use of Python as a support language and for business applications. Business applications, right? Like Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce sites. And one of the hottest application of Python, like database applications, right? Without database, there is no Python like applications, right? Web application. For every web application, database is compulsory where Python connect with any database. And apart from this, for network programming, network applications, right? For networking applications, especially like Python providing a framework like Twisted Python, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python is used for web scraping the data from different sites, harvesting data from different sites, right? You have got like URL BS4 models for this. And apart from this, Python is also used for audio and video applications. As part of our course, I'll be showing you some audio and video based applications. Right. And not only for this computer applications, even for electronics and civil environment, right? Embedded applications. Apart from this, Python is used for CAD or 3D CAD applications, computer aided designs, and for computer vision, color detection, face detection, and for object detections, right? We use this. And for data analysis. In robotics. And for desktop, single user applications, desktop applications. So these are the mostly used applications using Python, right? Like mostly used in automation applications, web applications, in big data environment, right? Yes. So here, yes, we have got many modules for data analysis, right? Python has got many like plottings and visualizations modules are there, right? Like Seaborn, Matplotlib, right? Where you can just visualize it. And who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? Yes. Like Google. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. The first Google web crawling is written in Java. It was so difficult, it was rewritten in Python. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose for Python practicality and its hybrid features. And today, like NASA using Python for its research and development activities, using Python accordingly, right, will be operations. And we have got like Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Another, you have got, if you heard about that Quora, some applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, and the most famous OTT platform, Netflix, using Python for its security automation and for subscription related things, right? Yes. Netflix using Python for its security automation and subscription related, right? And apart from this, Dropbox using Python. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Apart from this, right? Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. iRobot for military and commercial applications, right? Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose. Okay, in this way, right, we have got many other applications. These are the mostly used applications which are using Python today, right? And reasons which makes Python super popular, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. Firstly, you see like Python, most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python and they're migrating towards Python, right? We have got, we see like very less coding in Python, very less coding, first thing. Not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings. I'll just show you, right, by taking some examples, some tasks, and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. The tomorrow session, just I'll take some task and I'll try to implement using multiple programmings and just check how simple these Python statements look. Secondly, very simple syntaxes, right? Looks like normal English statements. Multi-programming features or hybrid features, I can say, right? And interactive mode given by Python. Interactive mode given by Python. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response, right? Just observe this interactive mode by typing CMD in the search panel and go to this command prompt. Just to say Python, if your Python got already installed in your system, right? Python 3.11.3 is the version, right? Observe this. I'm saying 3. What is 3 plus 6? It gives response. 45 into 26. It gives response. X value is 10. No need to define the data types here. Directly we can say X as 10, Y as 5 here. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? Again, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. X into 2 means 10 into 2, 20. This is the power symbol, 10 square. 10 square, right? X value is 10, 10 square, 100. Okay, fine. X equal to HELLO, right? X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. If you say quit, you will come out of this, right? So in this way, Python has got interactive mode, which we cannot see in other programmings, where we can easily interact statement by statement. Wide varieties of applications, any type of applications we can develop today by using Python. Wide varieties of applications, many built-in modules, many built-in libraries or many built-in modules. Module consists of inbuilt functions and classes. So it has got many built-in functions or classes, right? It's 89,300, right? So these are the reasons, main reasons which makes Python super popular, right? Yes. Now I show you like the job market of Python, the scope of Python. Check this, right? Python is the #1 ranked programming. So you can say like popular coding language in the last 3 years, right? 2020, 21, 22, 23. Popular coding language. You can see, right? The popular coding language. Just see the results of this. Most popular programming languages, right? Python stands first. Next comes JavaScript or Java. Most popular program. Python remains most popular programming. See the usage and see the usage of Java. So nearly like Python 30% used, Java 19%, JavaScript 8%. The most popular programming, right? Yes, Python stands first. Next comes Java and JavaScript and C#, other things, right? Most popular programming language used by top 25 unicorns, right? Python, next Java, JavaScript, C++, right? Yes. The usage of this Python and other programming languages, right? See, Python 31%, Java 19%, C 6%, C++ nearly 10%, right? The usage in the industry currently. Top 10 programming languages, right? Yes, Python, next comes JavaScript, Java. See this ranking by average salary. Ranking by average salary, Python stands first. Ranking by average salary and rank by job openings, Python and SQL remains the first. In this way, right? Yes. And if you see this, 1 second, just type this Python jobs. Just type Python jobs in this. Okay. Scroll down. Nearly 22,000 Python job vacancies in Hyderabad itself, right? 22,373 job vacancies. This is given by Naukri. Like 1,57,528 Python openings. 9,000 plus Python jobs in Greater Hyderabad. Right, in this way, we see like a lot of jobs for Python. Even if you update with framework, Python framework like Django, right? Say Django jobs. So very few people have got knowledge on Django. Nearly 28,512 Django job vacancies. Two 2,300 Django job and vacancies on 8th May. So in this way, a lot of jobs for this Django also, right? Python. So if you see the course content, what I'm going to discuss. Okay, Python freshers jobs, right? Yes. Python freshers job. Lot of jobs for freshers also, right? Yes. So apply to 6,420 Python freshers jobs in Hyderabad. 6,000 Python freshers jobs. And see this 50,000 Python freshers jobs on Naukri. So just I'm opening Google and showing you this, right? So even freshers jobs also available, right? And what is that course content I'm going to discuss? See that in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing, right? Yes. Starting from the Python basics from the ground level to the advanced level. Python basics, why Python history, applications, advantages, versions, installations, flavors, Python operations, like data types, constants, Python variables, input output statements, escape sequences, strings, operators in Python, different types of arithmetic operators, relational comparison, shorthand, bitwise, right? Python IDs. In real time, we work with IDs, right? Integrated development environment. I will be showing you how to work with IDs, how to download them, how to install them, how to run the code, and how to execute everything. I'll be showing you step by step, like working with IDs like PyCharm, Anaconda distribution, right? Anaconda Navigator, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, all these IDs I'll be showing you, right? Like flow control statements, looping statements like in basic Python, strings in Python like string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Collections in Python, list, tuple, sets, dictionaries. Okay, functions for, okay, functions, method, next. Python lists, list properties, list creations, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, nested list, list addresses, right? Modifications within the list, right? Tuples, similarly for tuple operations, sets, dictionaries in Python, functions in Python, right? Functional programming. The different types, their arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, arbitrary arguments, right? Yes, local and global variables, different types of functions like lambda function, map function, reduce function, modules in Python, modular programming, right? Like what is a module, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading it, packages, collection of modules, we say like packages, errors and exceptions, right? Errors and exceptions, file handling, object-oriented programming concepts like class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, static variables, non-static, garbage collector, right? Regular expressions. I'll be discussing different models belong in different environments, right? So like regular expressions, extracting data from the required data, database connectivity. I'll be showing you the installation of one database and how Python going to connect with the database, performing all the operations, performing transaction management, right? So some models related to database, some related to regular expressions, some related to date and time, some related to OS model, some okay, daytime like some models related to data science, some models related to databases, models related to different environments, right? Like big data, OS model, Python data time model, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorator, iterators, generators, closer and decorators in Python, web scraping, working with CSV, XML, JSON files, GUI programming, yes, working with graphical components, Excel workbook, creating Excel workbook, right? Working with Excel workbook, data analytics like NumPy model, Pandas model, Matplotlib, introduction to data science, Pandas model in brief, in depth, right? NumPy model also in brief, right? Yes. And Matplotlib, right? For plotting, cell visualizing. Nearly these 30 topics, right? 30 in brief, we'll be discussing about all this, right? And people who go for Django, right? Like Django, that is full stack Python. If you want to, like Django framework is the most web frameworks we'll be discussing. Django installation, Django project architecture, Django applications creations, Django views, Django templates, Django admin models. Okay, UI technologies also, right? Like HTMLs, web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and MySQL. Everything will be discussed, right? Yes, in brief, in depth. So just observe, right? First thing is Python core, Python advanced. For these two, right? Python core and advanced in application oriented modules that I'll be spending nearly 75 hours. Like 2.5 months. The fee structure is just 5K. Nearly 2 months I'll take some extra sessions, right? 2 months. Apart from this, right? People who go for full stack will be learning like web development before we go with web development like HTML in brief, CSS in brief, Bootstrap in brief, JavaScript. Yes, apart from this, Django framework, nearly 15 to 20 applications I'll make you create, right? You can do parallel along with me, right? With hands-on experience and a project. So this and for this web development Django environment, for this actually the fees is 7K, but as a single shot, if you take total full stack, it is 10K. So totally 75 hours for that, and nearly some 50 hours for this. Totally 125 hours. 4 months it takes. So 2 months for this Python core advanced, 2 months for this web development, the Django and this, right? Yes. So every session is with. So Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday. So here, every session is video recorded. You will be getting the recorded video of that session, right? You can check your mails, right? You will be getting that WhatsApp link first for this. Later, it will be passed, it will be given that to your Google Drives.
Sir,
Yeah, 1 second. And a soft copy of the notes will be provided clearly for every topic. Assignments and tasks for every Friday, I'll be providing some assignments tasks. Means getting the output will be, is not the criteria here. You need to build your own code. By the end of the course, you will be getting great command of this Python, right? Yes. Yeah, any queries, you can go with your queries, right? Yes.
Sir, for Python core and advanced also project will be there, sir.
See, for Python core and see, there are just, let me say, people, there are two categories of people who updates Python, right? First category of people, they learn Python, but their career won't be in Python. They're like in data science environment or in big data environment, they'll be using Python as the implementation language. They learn Python and go for this data science, big data, AWS. AWS within this DevOps environment and within this IoT or robotics, right? So here Python mostly used today's in high-end technologies, right? In implementing different domains, right? So there your career is like in data science or in big data or in AWS or in DevOps, but not in Python, right? So you'll be using Python as implementation where you do like you do these academic projects of you see like most of them going in data science environment, big data environment, right? And second category of people who wants to have a career in Python itself, those people, right? Compulsory need to update with Django framework. Who wants to go for, okay, as a Python developer, right? As a Python developer. Okay, compulsory need to have the knowledge on this framework, Django frameworks, which says the project creation, everything you can see within this Django framework. Applications creations, project creations, right? And how to give request, how to get response, how to start the server, everything we see here. So that's what I was saying in this framework, I'll be discussing nearly 15 to 20 applications. So just you can see in the previous batches of this batches and see that application apps, Django apps 1. This is my project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, to nearly 20 applications I'll be showing where you will get great command, right? If you take any applications, the Django apps for otherwise the Django apps to for other batch. Everywhere we see like nearly 20 applications, more than 20 we discuss. So by the end of this, right, course, you'll get great command on this by doing these many applications practically, right? And in Python core and advanced also, we can see like we'll be discussing nearly 30 topics in brief and just compare this course content with other sites, right? You can check how brief we go. And also like some models are covered of different domains like data science, big data, like database, operating system, graphics, right? And also how to create our own models. I'll be briefing, right? Yes. Yeah. Any other queries for anyone?
Daily is it 1 hour?
Yeah, daily the timing of this timing 7 to 8, right? Daily same time.
Okay.
Yes. Monday to Friday it will be, yes.
Installation process, like you are going to give just a demo or like any softwares or like.
Yes, 1 second. So I will show you like how to download, how to install, step by step I will be showing you. So for the installations, you can do parallel along with me. Even for IDs, database installations or IDs, Python IDs installations, or Django installations, right? For all this, I'll ask you to do it parallel along with me.
So
Right.
what is the difference between Python and Django, sir?
So Python, okay, Python is a language. Python is a language.
Yes, sir.
Means like Python core advanced, we'll be discussing about that Python language. But after learning Python, you you need to go with like a framework, like Java has got frameworks like Hibernate, Spring, like, right? So the same way for Java has got framework like Django framework. Django is the most famous framework for developing applications or projects in Python, right? Where we follow MVT architecture in the model view template. So how this is here? If we want to develop some projects or applications, we use Django. Many frameworks are there, like for Python, Flask is there, Pyramid is there, Bottle is there, TurboGear is there. Among all this is the famous. With very less code, you can develop applications where we follow MVT. Model means like databases, view like Python templates, like using this HTML, CSS will create a web page. So interaction between these three, MVT, database, Python, and this web page. Web page, interaction with Python and databases. So that you'll be learning how the interaction goes. Yes, maybe by creating some applications. So here I said, here 15 to 20 applications after creating, just we'll go with a project next, right? About this full stack. And if you want in this Python core and advanced, I can provide like a GUI graphic based a project. Python core and advanced, I can provide a graphical user interface, graphic related project, right? Yes. Yes. Any more queries, right? Anyone? You can attend the session tomorrow also, same time, right? Everyone, you can attend the session tomorrow, same time, using the same link, right? To discuss more on this.
Sir, for Python full stack developer, what skills we should have?
So everything I'll be providing the things, right? SQL knowledge I'll be providing, and Python knowledge and framework knowledge, everything I'll be providing, nothing. Anybody can update, right? But this HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, this knowledge you should have. That also I'm covering, right? UI technologies as part of this before I go with the Django framework. That web development technologies, UI technologies, right? That also I'm providing, and will be giving, right, during this course. Okay, fine. You can attend tomorrow also, same time, using the same link to see more on this tomorrow. For tomorrow session, mostly for the people who are from non-programmers or for zero programming, right? You can just understand, right? I'll be showing like the importance of modules, the codings of Python as compared with other programmings. You can just understand, right? Yes. For full stack, all the skills required, everything else will be covered as part of this course itself, right? Can come with zero and go with a lot of like a typical 4+ years experience person. How much knowledge, right? That much knowledge you will be gaining after this course. And sessions will be interactive sessions, live sessions. At any point of time, you can just unmute yourself and you can ask the queries, right? And in that regular sessions, as it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time, but in the regular sessions, for every statement I type, you'll be responding with the expected results, right? Okay. Yes. So if I'm done with your queries, just I'll sign off for today. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 7 o'clock, the same link, right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow, right? Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.